Hello, hi. Traditionally, we speak about Parashat Shemini in terms of the last chapters, the last two chapters, where we see the laws about kashrut, and we go over the different laws that has permitted the Jewish people to keep kosher for so many years. Little time is given to the beginning of Parashat Shemini when we see the death of Nadav and Avihu, which are Aaron's sons. The Torah is not clear and doesn't give much information about the reason why they were killed instantly. We understand that on that eighth day was after receiving all the instructions about how to run the worship in Israel. It was like the first time the priests were on their own begin the process of worshiping. And these two sons of Aaron did something wrong. The term used in that parasha is called Esh Zara. Esh means fire, Zara means strange, inappropriate, if you will. But it's not clear what really happened. Let me read to you a little bit what the commentators are saying about it. Alien fire, Esh Zara, refers to incense itself. It could be translated that it was an incense offering by fire. The term is elusive and it can be interpreted in many different ways. We're not clear what offense these two young priests committed. The Sifra, which is a commentary on Leviticus, speculates that they brought a voluntary offering in celebration of the tabernacle dedication. The Midrash then produces a variety of possible offenses that they could have done. Leviticus Rabbah, that's the Midrash, says because of nearness, of kirva. In other words, they penetrated the innermost section of the sanctuary, and that was not allowed. Because of sacrificing, kriva means that they brought an offering that they were not enjoyed to bring. Because of alien fire, they brought coals inside the sanctuary, which came from an oven and not from the sacrificial altar. So you can see how many different scholars are lost in the reasoning behind what occurred. And they go for other places in the Torah where this word zara is used. So they say a possible key to the precise nature of the offense lies in the equivalence of two descriptive terms, Esh Zara in our parasha, and Ketoret Zara. One is alien fire, and the other is alien incense offering. That's from the book of Exodus. If Esh Zara is equivalent to Ketoret Zara, we may learn from Exodus 39 that it was forbidden to offer on the golden incense altar anything other than the daily incense offering. Nadav and Avihu then violated the law of Exodus, entering the tent for an improper purpose, and they met with death. It's very, very difficult to understand, but for all of us here in modern life in the 21st century, we, I think, could learn that in Judaism, we have a certain amplitude to fulfill mitzvot. Indeed, we celebrate Pesach just recently in the way we do it here in North America, in Rochester. We might find other ways of doing it, but certainly there are limits to that. And nobody would try to celebrate Passover with bagels. That would be improper. And though, God willing, nobody's going to die for doing those things, it is inappropriate. And this ability to distinguish between proper and not proper, sacred and profane, is at the very bottom of Parashat Shemini. And the word that we use for that is the word lehavdil, to differentiate, to know that this is permitted and this is not permitted, that this is kosher and this is not kosher. And that ability to distinguish at the most basic level what we eat can be taken into a higher level when we have to discern between what is right and wrong, what's ethical and what's not, what's moral and what is not. And I think that Judaism has that very inner consistency within its religion, that if we want to be Mamlechet Kohanim and Goy Kadosh, if we want to be a kingdom of priests and a holy nation, we have to learn from the very beginning what it is permitted and what is not. And in a world that decides to choose whatever the world wants to do at that particular time, and does not ascribe morality to the deity as Judaism does, I think it's very important to recover a little bit of that tradition and say, wait a minute, if we don't want relativism, moral relativism that is, among ourselves, we have to ascribe our way of living, our values and moral system to a higher authority. And that is the way it's presented in Parashat Shemini. I wish you a good Shabbos. To Vivian Marcus, is going to be bat mitzvah this Parashat Shemini. A mazel tov to the Marcus family and to everyone. We're certainly going to celebrate and enjoy her chanting of the Maftir and the Haftarah this Shabbat. To all of you, I wish you a good Shabbos and be well. Shabbat Shalom.